Last night, as the Devils met the Canucks, we got ourselves the Hughes Bowl. All three brothers together for the first time in their careers and just the 9th time in NHL history as they posed for a pretty cool moment before puck drop. I'm sure a surreal night for Jim and Ellen Hughes watching on, because again, the Hughes Bowl lived up to it. And we even got a pretty hilarious hot mic during the first intermission from Luke. And so with plenty to cover, let's just get into it. The first was a busy one, as the game opened with these two trading goals. Devils first, with Bratt on the 2-on-1, takes the early lead. But the Canucks, answering on the power play, gave Miller his 14th of the year, which then gets us to this. Look at the incredible heads-up play here from Jack in the corner. Gets a tap from Myers, immediately moves to his left, and literally just posts up and waits for Myers to give it to him. Sure enough, comes right to him, right off his stick to find Haula in front, and they took back the lead. Just great hockey IQ from Jack here, in the right place at the right time, and he showed it again just 7 minutes later. Face off in the Canucks end, Haula gets tossed, and so Jack comes in, but immediately tells Marino to switch up with Ball to give him a left-handed shot for a quick release in case he wins the face-off, which he does, and it goes right to plan. Gets to the front of the net and takes the 2-goal lead with his 10th of the year. Again, just great stuff from Jack here, and not 2 minutes later, the 2-goal lead would turn into 3 as McLeod in front late in the frame would get his 5th. Late in the frame didn't mean it was over though, as in the dying seconds now, Bluger puts it on net, rebounds there, and Joshua cleans it up to get them back to within 2. So a wild first period with 6 goals gets us over to this. First period intermission, and the Devils feed wanted to interview Luke, but some technical difficulties gave us this.
Thinking Luke might be having some trouble hearing me. We'll give him a second, but...
What are we doing? Fuck are we doing?
Nothing crazy, but it just kind of had me cracking up anyway. But with that, let's head over to what was a much calmer second period, as the only goal that came in the second was late in the period on the power play. Jack gets it to Luke, and of course he does, scores with just 30 seconds to go, as now both Devils Hughes brothers were on the score sheet. So again, a subdued second gets us over to what was a wild third and final period, as the Canucks came out and made it a game. Miller to Besser with his 18th in front made it a 2-goal game. Not 7 minutes later, Quinn puts it on net and they score again. Lafferty with his 7th makes it a 1-goal game. And sure enough, under 4 to go now, and Quinn again puts it on net, and just like that, Holander finding the rebound gets us all squared up as the brothers really made their presence felt. So now a tied game late then gets us to this. Jack breaks out, comes down and can't finish it, but he's hot. Immediately screaming at Wes McCauley. The puck's right by his feet, even looks at it and still decides to keep screaming at the ref instead. And I gotta be honest, he had himself a fantastic game, but this is not a great look here. It's a tied game late in the third. You just can't be doing it. And really, maybe there was a slight tap or a hook to the glove here, but this is not going to be enough to call a penalty in a tied game with a minute to go. So maybe just a bit more maturing left to do, but he's still great. And it didn't matter anyway, because just seconds later, Ball on net, and it's Bratt, with not just the first, but also the last goal of the game, scoring his 10th with the game winner. And with that, the Devils would take it in regulation in an 11-goal game. A game in which, again, the brothers made their presence felt. Quinn with 2 assists, Jack with 2 helpers and a goal, and Luke with a goal himself. Just a great night for the family. But yeah, I guess that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it very much, and I will see you in the next one.